Hi everyone, it's Agnieszka from 5 Minute Language. Welcome to my channel. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already and give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. So today's video is all about making progress, and it's a question that many people ask me about. How do you make progress quickly in a foreign language? So today I'm going to give you my top tips for how you can speed up your language learning and make progress more quickly. So my first tip is about knowing what you're making progress against. And that's why it's very important to set yourself specific goals that you will be able to measure your progress against. Because if you don't know what you're aiming for, it's really difficult to know whether you have made progress. So it's such a fundamental thing, such a basic thing, and quite obvious. But many people kind of ignore it, and then they don't actually know if they've made progress or not. So you should definitely have some clear goals, and I've got a separate video about that, so make sure you check it out. The second one is quite similar, and it's about knowing what progress means to you. So what does it mean for you to make progress? Does it mean that you will be able to express yourself more freely, that you will be able to watch a film without subtitles and understand it, that you will be able to read an article in a newspaper, or that you will know a specific number of words after a week or a period of 2 weeks. So what does it actually mean for you to progress? You need to kind of have a think about it, sit down, and maybe when you're writing down your goals, write what progress actually means to you as well, so that you've got it written down somewhere and you can refer back to it. So the third thing is basically the two things that make progress possible for me personally, and I know it works for other people as well, other people I've worked with. So it's reading and vocabulary learning, and these two things really go hand in hand, because you can use reading to learn new vocabulary, new expressions, new words, and you can also read in order to consolidate that knowledge in your memory. So that should probably constitute about 70% of your language learning. 70% of your time you should be focusing on learning vocabulary and on reading, but reading actively. So not just reading for the sake of it, but reading to absorb new vocabulary and new kind of grammar structures, new language structures. So I talk about it a lot in my other videos, but basically reading and vocabulary are the foundation of your progress, because they will give you confidence in other areas as well. When you learn new vocabulary, you will begin to be able to recognize it when you're listening as well, and you will be able to express yourself more freely when you speak, because you will know more words, you will know more accurate words to describe the ideas that you're talking about. And also when you're reading, through reading, you become familiar with the kind of natural way the language sounds, so that will enhance your speaking skills as well. So the next one is about making sure that the vocabulary that you're learning sticks in your memory. So what I'm going to suggest here is spaced repetition, and it's something I've spoken about before, so I'm going to link my video in the description box as well. Make sure you check it out. But essentially, spaced repetition, or making sure that vocabulary sticks, is all about coming back to the same vocabulary over and over again. So rather than just learning something and then moving on to the next thing, you're supposed to be coming back to it at regular intervals. So first you come back to a set of words or expressions maybe every day, then maybe every week for a few weeks, and then maybe every month. And that way you're kind of coming back to it, and you're reducing the risk of forgetting it. Because if you just learn something once, it's very likely that you will actually either forget it or you will not be able to use it kind of proactively in a conversation when you need it. So I definitely recommend spaced repetition for that. Okay, my next tip for making progress in a foreign language is about focusing on the things that you find difficult, or the things that you dislike or you don't want to do the most. Because usually when it comes to progress, the thing that holds us back is the thing that we really don't want to do, because we're either scared of doing it or we don't think we can do it well. So if you focus on that area, that means you're stepping outside of your comfort zone, you're focusing on your area of weakness rather than just kind of repeating the things that you're already good at. Because that's the temptation, when you're comfortable at something, when you know that you can say something, you kind of keep coming back to those things because they give you this kind of sense of security, but you're not really expanding as much as you could if you were to focus on your areas of weakness. So think about that one thing. What is it that you're kind of scared of at the moment when it comes to language learning? What is it that you really don't want to do? So, everyone's got things like that in the language they're learning. It might be like a grammar point, or it might be a sentence structure that you're just not comfortable with. And if you focus on that one thing, I can guarantee that it will help you progress more quickly. Okay, the next one is about speaking at every opportunity. So there's plenty of things you could be doing to practice your speaking skills, because, learning and kind of input is the first part of language learning, but then you also have to proactively produce language. So you can do that by writing, but also by speaking. And there's plenty of things you can do even if you've got nobody to talk to. I talk about it a lot in my other videos, so I'm going to link a couple of examples. But if you're not able to travel at the moment or meet new people, or if you don't know anyone who learns the language that you're learning, then there's still plenty of things you can do to practice speaking. And the final one is about reviewing your progress frequently. So that's going back to the first point I made about goals. When you set your goals, you then need to review them. So you need to be kind of checking where you are frequently, because otherwise you wouldn't know how quickly you're progressing or whether you're progressing or not. And it might be that sometimes you will need to adjust those goals because you're making progress so quickly that it's just too easy. So you might have to kind of adjust the level of challenge for yourself. But essentially, reviewing your goals is the best way of making sure that progress is happening. Do it frequently, do it quickly, once a week or once a month, and then set yourself new goals if you need to. So I hope you found this video useful. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye!